Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL.
Brought to you by
Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Virtue Motors Arena on the famous Scotland Road in Newcastle upon Tyne for tonight's European North Basketball League quarter-final playoff first leg between the visiting Bakken Bears from Aarhus in Denmark and the Serios Group Newcastle Eagles. A much anticipated game between two sides who had identical records from their groups, although Bakken's record got them a second place finish, whereas the Eagles got a third place finish. Alongside me as ever, I've got Dave Elligan. Dave, can you give me some quick thoughts before we go to Mark Stootle's interview?
Oh, absolutely. What a matchup to look forward to. Two teams with a great history of success and a collection of trophies to match. You mentioned the 5-2 record, so it's not that easy to compare them, because obviously we have a crossover situation tonight. But what we do know is the Eagles have been absolutely solid at home with a 3-0 record. They've got slightly the better scoring average at 89 to Bakken's 87. And as I say, they've been pretty impregnable, really impressive in their 3 home games. In terms of actual stats, the visiting Bears are slightly the better shooting team, but although they are both the same from beyond the arc. So really, ingredients there for a great game tonight.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dave. And spoke to Mark Stootle, the Eagles head coach, before the game, and we're going to have his interview now, and he can give you his thoughts on the game and how he feels that it will go. Okay, Mark Stootle, European North Basketball League quarter-final playoff. What a wonderful occasion for the club, the team, and yourself.
Yeah, I feel privileged to be here, with this group. Obviously, we know the heritage of our group and our club, and the success and history we've had in the domestic league. Really pleased that we get to play this tonight in our own arena. I know many people before me, this was the aspiration. So yeah, I feel really excited, and what an honour. We now have to go make sure we take care of business.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's what I was going to ask you next. It is a great occasion, but it's about taking care of business, isn't it? These are a tough side as well.
Yeah, I mean, Bakken, European powerhouse, and they've got heritage and history in FIBA Europe Cup, some other competitions. I think they've played 16 games already in Europe this year, with the Champions League qualifiers, FIBA Europe Cup. So it's a really, really, good basketball team. We probably feel out of everyone we've played, this team's probably suits our style best, so that's going to be interesting. They like to get up and down the floor and push the ball in transition as well. So yeah, I think it'll be an interesting game of basketball.
And everybody fit and ready to go, and looking forward to it?
Yeah, everyone's ready to go. We've had a great week of practice. We had some time in the international window where guys got a chance to recover, reset physically, psychologically, and then we've had a great week of practice this week building up to it. So yeah, we're ready to go.
And you and Josh were obviously away with the national side. You okay? You and Josh both rested as well?
Yeah, 100%. I think the international windows, you have a season in the space of 8 days. You feel like you have a season emotionally, physically, but literally as soon as the buzzer went out in Czechia, my mind was let's get back and try and build for this game. So like I say, we've had a really good week of prep. Josh has just ticked over. The rest of the guys are hungry to go. We're excited to be playing.
Thanks very much, Mark.
Thank you.
And there you had the thoughts of Mark Stootle, and I think the interesting one for me, Dave, was the fact that he feels that this is the first team in 8 games they've played who match up well against Newcastle. They like to get the ball up and down very quickly the same way Newcastle do.
Yeah, and also, the thing that you've got to mention as well is Eagles have been a little bit short-handed at times during the season, and in terms of this competition, this is the first time they've had a full-strength turnout tonight.
Yeah, it's actually the first time the Eagles have had a full-strength turnout for the whole season. The Bakken Bears, they've got 4 Americans in their ranks, 2 very experienced, 2 rookie professionals. They've got some Danish internationals, and they've got a big Senegalese centre who's been with Bakken for 7 or 8 years in Michael Diouf. I know we've got the starting lineups, the rosters. We can put them up now. We'll talk through the Bakken one in a little bit. So they have it. The big scorer for them in the competition is DeAndre Pinckney, the number 2. Malik Parsons, he's the other rookie American. Ryan Evans and number 12, Skylar Boland, the captain, both in their middle 30s almost now, and very, very experienced, played across Europe for a lot of years. And you've got Sylvester Berg, Noah Churchill, who are both Danish internationals, along with Gustav Knudsen. The one interesting name on that list you can see there is Darko Jukic. Now, Darko Jukic is the brother of Zarko Jukic, who used to play for the Eagles, played in 17-18. But I managed to speak to Darko before the game, and he's actually not playing, he's injured. So they are one person down, and he's a very important part of their team. Been with them for 7 years, being a point guard for them, a 6'5" point guard. I think he could be a big miss for them tonight, Dave.
Well, he could be. Obviously, DeAndre Pinckney's been the big scorer, averaging 19.3 points, but they've got 5 or 6 other players who are in double figures. One stat that comes out where they do edge it a little bit, they're averaging over 21 assists per game to the Eagles' 18.6, so they're a team that we know share the ball well. So again, we could have 2 contrasting styles, but as always, they've got to answer the question, can they handle this 3-headed snake?
Yeah, and we'll just get to have a look at the Eagles roster now. As I say, it's an absolutely full-strength roster. Well, I say it's full-strength there. Young Sam Mamouni's still struggling from injury, but he probably wouldn't have played much part, if any, in tonight's game. But it's great to see the likes of Devin Whitfield, Scott Spencer, Will Neighbour, all back from injury and all ready to go, alongside, as Dave calls them, the 3-headed snake, Ricky McGill, Larry Austin Jr. and Jordan Johnson. And huge congratulations to Ricky McGill as well, because he was named the European North Basketball League MVP for the regular season. A fantastic achievement and brilliant for British basketball as well.
Yeah, we talk about Pinckney's 19.3 points per game, but to be honest, the Eagles have got 4 or 5 players who are capable of 20 plus points per game, so very, very difficult to really assess this matchup, because as we know, it is a crossover situation, so we have to factor in, if we could, the strength of the 2 pools. But it's great that the Eagles are in this position, and we look forward to an absolute ding-donger of a game tonight.
And I don't know whether it makes any difference at all. It doesn't really, because when you have these games, Bakken did go down to Bristol in their group games and beat Bristol by 4 points, 87-83. I was lucky enough to talk to Skylar Boland last night. Came to watch Bakken practice, and Skylar said that was a very, very tough game. He said they were slightly surprised at how good Bristol were shooting, and he said, he really enjoyed playing in that gym. He said, tight gym, good atmosphere. He says, and then he says he's come here. Now he first came to Newcastle in 2015 with Södertälje Kings of Sweden when the Eagles used to play at Sports Central in Northumbria, and we had a conversation because I remember we talked back then 9 years ago about how the Eagles were looking to get their own gym, and he said he's tremendously impressed with the Eagles arena, and he was really excited. He said all these guys were for playing in this game. And what we've got to remember as well, David, is that this is a two-legged game, so unless one team blows the other out tonight, we've got another game in a couple of weeks' time to play as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether this home advantage for the first one was a draw or simply because the other team finished the higher position to give them the advantage for the second leg at home. But what we do know is if this crowd is in the mood it normally is for a BBL game, British Basketball League game, then that's any good as any sixth man you've got in the league.
Yeah, the Eagles, actually, Scott Spencer spoke about that to the press during the week. He said that very much he feels that the Eagles fans can be their sixth man, and we hope they can be tonight. But for Bakken, because they finished second in the group and the Eagles finished third, that's how they got the chance to play the second leg at home. Whether that's going to be an advantage or not, I mean, they've got a tremendous domestic record, 18-2. They won the league last year. They've won the league 21 times since they were formed. They are probably the powerhouse team in Denmark, sort of thing. And they will be tough opponents for the Eagles tonight. And I guess I've spoken to Paul Blake as well, the Eagles managing director, and he said as long as we're still in it at the end of 40 minutes tonight, he says, we obviously don't want to get blown away. I don't think they will. I think this has every makings of it being a tough game tonight, a close game tonight, and probably a close two-legged affair.
Well, they talked about they were surprised how tough Bristol were to play. You've followed the British Basketball League all season. I mean, last night there was a big build-up for the game, Sheffield v Plymouth. Plymouth just didn't live up to it, and Sheffield surprised everybody with a tremendous performance. On any given night, it's a tough matchup for the Eagles in this British Basketball League. So they're well prepared mentally for whatever I think that Bakken Bears can throw at them.
Yeah, and there's a nice touch now that just before the game there that Ricky McGill's been presented with his MVP of the regular season in the European North Basketball League before the game by an official from the league. Really nice. But we've got 3 minutes to tip off. The crowd's building up nicely. It possibly isn't as big as it would be normally for a normal British Basketball League game, but it still looks a very healthy crowd, and I'm sure it's going to make a lot of noise. So we're just looking, I've got the starting five, so we'll have a look at those. Probably pretty much as we expected from the Eagles. Ricky McGill, Larry Austin Jr., Jordan Johnson, Darius Defoe and Taj Green. No real surprises there whatsoever. Larry Austin Jr. has a couple of times come off the bench, and they've started Devin Whitfield in front of him, but Whitfield is obviously coming back from an injury, so that's the Eagles starting fives. And for Bakken it is number 2 DeAndre Pinckney, number 5 Ryan Evans, number 7 Noah Churchill. That's an interesting name because I've got him down as Noah Sorensen. I believe he's called Noah Churchill Sorensen, and he likes to be called Noah Churchill. Then it's Skylar Boland, the captain, and then the Danish international Gustav Knudsen, which means they've got Malik Parsons on the bench, the other American that they've got. Darko Zukic is down on the bench, but as I say, he's not even in playing kit at the moment.
Well, perhaps Sorensen decided to drop the name and play Churchill tonight because this country, coming to a country where we had a Prime Minister once called Churchill, so maybe he feels some sort of affection there. But you mentioned the starting five from the Eagles, and to me, they've done the job more often than not. But I think one thing about the Eagles, you're always looking for impact from them 6th and 7th men. Very often Josh Ward-Hibbert, I can guarantee you, he nearly always gives impact. Who the other person's going to be tonight, I'm not sure, because Darius often is traded to the bench the first time and Del Pesh comes on. And Del Pesh has had, to me, some pretty good minutes this season coming from the bench. But also, if Whitfield and Spencer are recovering from those injuries and can give somewhere near 100%, there's also 2 really good players that are coming off the bench.
Yeah, I think think truer words never have spoken to him. And I think the other thing as well for me is I'm really, really looking forward to seeing this DeAndre Pinckney, because as Dave says, averaging nearly over 19 points a game in all 7 games, 7.3 rebounds a game, and he's a rookie from Division 1 University of Southern Mississippi. Not necessarily a storied program, but he really has looked the business, and he's also leading the Bakken Bears domestically in scoring as well.
Well, he's sort of a forward centre type player, but what was interesting watching him in the warm-up, he was warming up his 3-point shot from the head of the key.
And so also the Ryan Evans, who has played, he actually went to Wisconsin University. Now that is a storied program, isn't it?
Well, yeah, very, the Badgers.
Yeah.
Certainly the swing offense is famous there. Bo Ryan, isn't it, the coach?
That's right, yeah, absolutely. And he actually played in the D-League with the Sioux Falls Skyforce, and he's played across Israel, Hungary, 3 seasons in France, and this is his 6th season with Bakken, and that's a bit of a theme as well. A lot of these guys have played together for quite a few years as well, and it's also interesting to notice that it is a team that they've got 2 or 3 younger players who have actually gone out to Spain for 3 years and then come back to play for Bakken. And the ball is up, Taj Green wins the tip, and the ball is in the hands of Jordan Johnson for the Eagles' first offense of the game. McGill guarded by Boland. Defoe comes out to set the screen back, and Defoe from the elbow is no good. Knudsen takes a big rebound, but he can't control it, and the ball hits the line, and the Eagles will get it in the end line.
Pretty impressive defensive start for the Bears, and I think somebody got a finger perhaps on that shot there of Darius Defoe's. But we talked about this 3-headed snake, which the 3 guards from the Eagles, but let's just go back one game. Who got the MVP? Taj Green.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Can't discount his potential contribution to this game tonight. He can score in a hurry at times, and he's got range on his shot.
There's 2 pretty smart end-line players. The first one, McGill found Austin, but he was brilliantly blocked by Churchill. But the second one, he found Johnson, and Johnson drains the 3 to give the Eagles an early lead. He has Boland in the corner to Knudsen. He takes a bounce inside, back out to Boland. Sometimes he'll shoot the 3, but he likes to pass the ball. That's good ball movement. Pinckney gets in, he misses, and Knudsen again knocks the ball dead, and the Eagles ball at the end line.
Well, they're clearly assigned there. We mentioned these 21 assists that they got. They clearly intend to share the ball. That could cause the Eagles a few problems. But going back to that first, you cannot leave Johnson that wide open, or McGill.
Yeah, well, they said they'd done their scouting, but it didn't look as if they had on that play. But anyway, it's very, very early days. Here's McGill. He's guarded by Knudsen. He's going to go basket out to Johnson. Johnson shoots the 3. Clock was winding down. Evans with the rebound.
I think that was a combination of the Eagles not keeping afloat of the offense and the Bears team getting very aggressive in the passing lanes.
Churchill is fouled. Foul's on, I believe, on Larry Austin.
The early signs are, Jeff, that this Bakken Bears team will be working very hard on their off-ball defence and try to take away the Eagles' reversal. So when opportunities come like that last offence there, you've either got to take the shot quickly if you're that wide open, or move the ball quickly.
Churchill is very, very highly thought of. Is Noah Churchill in Denmark. He does play for the national side, and he's a fairly young guy, only 21-year-old. Yes, Evans gets Green up in the air. His shot is off the backboard. It did hit the rim though, and he got his own rebound and lays it in for 2.
Yeah, charged up too easy, fell for that fake. Keep your feet, play defense with your feet on the ground.
McGill attacks the basket, flicks it back to Green. He thought about the 3, then takes the 3, possibly slightly off shot. He's going to shoot a great steal by Larry Austin though, and gets it, but he can't put it back.
Well, you would almost put money on Larry Austin converting when he takes an offensive rebound.
That was a very smart play. Churchill, Evans on the baseline, and the cut by Pinckney in 2 points. Johnson Shins passes with McGill. McGill for three is no good. Pinckney takes the rebound. Pretty much uncontested at the moment. He's going to go all the way, I think. Great defensive stand by Darius Defoe. He thought the ball came out off the Bakken player, but nope.
It was, you're right. I mean, I can't disagree with you. It was a good stand by Darius Defoe, but you'd ask yourself the question, how does Pinckney allowed to get that far into the pitch?
Good point, Dave. Very good point. Boland will inbound to Evans. Back inside to Knudsen. That was a good cut by Knudsen. And if that's a foul, I think it looks as if it's going to be on Larry Austin again. That's 2 fouls. He'll probably have to go to the bench, and Josh Ford comes in.
He knew straight away. He does that all the time. Picks up a second quick foul, heads straight for the bench. But let's give a bit of credit to Knudsen. He's probably been the most active player on either team working without the ball.
Yeah. Josh Ward-Hibbert takes his place, Great Britain's newest international player. He got his first cap in Cheshire on Monday under Mark Stootle's head coach of the GB. Give him those minutes. Knudsen makes the first from the line. Excellent
player to come as first off the bench. Most impressive thing about me, I've watched this guy play for years, particularly when he was a university student at Loughborough. He's so hard working.
Yeah. A bit like Knudsen, really. That sort of similar type of player, isn't he, really?
Yeah. But over the years, Josh has become a serious outside three-point shooting threat.
Yeah. So Knudsen makes both, and Bakken have hit back from Johnson's three with 6 straight points. 7:18 to go. Johnson with the ball. Defoe sets the screen. Johnson, though, continues to drive. He flicks it out to Green. Good hands by Pinckney. Knocks it away. Eagles end ball on the end line. Sorry, the sideline.
Yeah, well, you said that they've read the scouting report, and I think that what they're playing so far defensively attests to that.
Green turns the corner and he's going to try and go all the way. Can't make it. Pinckney once again takes the rebound.
I think if Taj had had his head up there, he would have pulled up, because that
pull-up great block. That's a great block by Taj Green, but Skylar Boland pulls up. Churchill went up for the three, and he's got the second one. So the first one he shot was blocked by Taj Green, and Green went for the coast to coast, but it was stolen by Skylar Boland, and then Knudsen found Churchill open again, and Churchill hit the corner, side three.
Yeah. Pretty impressive opening start there. Think how hard those two players chased back to stop that easy layup, and then how quickly they turned defense into offense. And again, Knudsen was instrumental. Got the ball top of the key, immediately banged the ball to the three-point shooter in the corner.
Again, Knudsen's only 20-year-old, but he's already a full international for Denmark. A great spinning move by Taj Green to the basket, and it goes in. It'll be an and one.
Yeah, that time Taj completely outmaneuvered him with his spin to take the direct route to basketball. I think the previous one, when he'll look back at that and see the replay, he'll think he should have pulled up to pull a little short jumper.
Foul was on Ryan Evans, just a little hit on the arm as Green went up and he knocks the extra one down, so that takes them to a 3-point gap after Bakken scored 9 in a row.
Early in the game, and that's a good time to get 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
There's Pinckney in Evans. He turns on Green. Green playing pretty tough defense, and that's called a travel. Forces the ball. Johnson brings it across the halfway. Green, nice pass inside, but Ricky McGill just couldn't get a hold of it. Boland picks it up, decides to shoot the three and knocks the three down. Skylar Boland can do that, as we've just seen. Pretty smart, he had a good look, nobody there, decided to shoot it. He has Defoe inside against Pinckney. That's a 20-year veteran against the first-year rookie. Evans. Oh, there's Knudsen again. Oh, he's missed the chippy though.
Pinckney and Evans so far. I mean, that seemed like a reasonable chance for Darius, but Pinckney, Evans, and possibly Knudsen as well, are putting up a good protection to that rim.
Churchill, he drives all the way. Noah Churchill.
And
he's been called as a travel.
And absolutely no surprise at all that Coach Stuttle has called a timeout. Clearly thinks that Bakken Bears have got the upper hand, which is the way we see it up here, and obviously a great time to call a timeout and try and break up their rhythm.
When you look at Bakken as well, Dave, we know they're experienced in Europe already. I mean, obviously it's different players usually every season, but this team's actually got a lot of players who've played together for a lot of seasons. But I mean, they actually started their European campaign in the Champions League qualifiers. Just unlucky, got knocked out in the semi-final there, and then dropped out to the FIBA Cup. They went 2-4 in the FIBA Cup before they came into the European North Basketball League. So they've obviously got a little bit of money behind them, the fact that they can go to all those three competitions as well. Yeah,
and I think they've got three standout things you'd want at the start of a game. Absolutely right. Great rim protection, taking care of the boards, good off-ball defence, making so there's no easy looks for the Eagles. But probably more than anything, the reason for that 12-6 is the way they're moving and sharing the ball in offence.
Yeah, so it's 5:16 to go in the quarter, and it's Bakken Bears who lead by 12 points to 6. A couple of shout-outs I've got to give, and apologies to anybody for having to do this, but I did say I would do it. So first off, my first shout-out is to Skylar Boland's family in America. Skylar said they would all be tuning in, and if I didn't say a lot of nice things about them, there would be trouble. Great guy, Skylar Boland, and it was great to meet up with him again after 9 years since I've seen him, but still as affable as ever. And the other one, obviously, I've got to give a shout out is to Zarko Jukic, who played for the Eagles in the 17-18 season, and his brother is sitting on the bench, unfortunately injured and couldn't take any part tonight. So we're back on the way with Ricky McGill. Devin Whitfield has come on for the Eagles, as has Scott Spencer. Scott Spencer gets a good look, but he misses it. Josh Ward-Hibbett, it was a good look at 3 points. Josh Ward-Hibbett, though, comes back, gets the offensive rebound, works hard inside.
Yeah, that's where that 6'5" frame for Josh Ward-Hibbett comes in. When he gets that close to the basket, he can pretty much score over any guard.
Sylvester Berg has come on for Knudsen, and Malik Parsons in the corner. The American, the other rookie, he's come on as well. So it was Knudsen and Churchill who took the break. Berg and Parsons who are on.
Pretty smart move by Sylvester Berg.
Now, it was going to be a good laugh before the game, wasn't it, Dave, when I told you I had a player called Alf Pedersen and a player called Sylvester Berg, and I was trying to find out which one was which, and it turns out the same person. He's actually called Alf Sylvester Berg Pedersen.
Yeah, I mean, but Josh, that's the third time Josh Ward-Hibbett has taken the inside position on Berg. And if you look there, Berg completely lost vision on him. Heads up there from Devin Whitfield, he would have found Josh Hibbett wide open on the elbow.
So Malik Parsons, who just come into Denmark or Danish basketball as a rookie, he actually played for a Division II school, Northwestern Oklahoma State, which is not the usual route to get into Europe in a country like Denmark, but he's doing okay. He's averaging nearly 13 points a game in this competition, so he's having a pretty good rookie season.
Yeah.
Great steal by Boland.
I did say, didn't I, that I'd seen Pinckney warming up his three-point shot from way beyond the arc.
And he's just not one down.
I feel as though I've let the Eagles down by not just whispering that to them.
Ricky McGill replies for the Eagles, down by 7, 17-10. Here's Evans going hard. Parsons thought about the three and then didn't shoot.
The second time it's turned it down and probably just lost his rhythm a little bit, because he had a wide open look from the corner in the previous offence.
Spencer was with the rebound. Ward-Hibbett's going to attack. Left-handed layup, and that's a great example of proper fundamental basketball. If you're going to drive left to take a layup, lay it up with your left hand.
He's been all-out action man since he came on in that six-man role.
Boland finds Parsons in the corner with a nice pass. Parsons' shot is off. And there's Hibbett at the other end, Ward-Hibbett at the other end, picking up the rebound.
Yeah, wide open, but just a little bit overcooking there.
Ricky McGill's three is just off.
They're keeping McGill under pressure, aren't they?
Yeah. I think the second foul for Larios has helped Bakken a lot, because obviously the Eagles have changed the roster around a little bit. Of course, obviously Ricky McGill's the only one of the three guys out there at the moment. Nice pass by Pinckney. Berg turned down the three, decided to drive inside. Perhaps should have shot the three, because Devon Whitfield did a great job defensively. Great pass by Josh Ward-Hibbert to Ricky McGill, but Ricky McGill missed it. Scott Spencer, though, knocks down the three.
Well, his mum said he's a good shooter when he's in form, and she's absolutely right, but good defence from Berg there.
I think what he needs to do is make sure he needs to make a few more before he gives it the celebration. He's got to get back on defence a bit quicker. Here's Evans for three. He's going to reply. It goes in and out. Ward-Hibbert gets a hand to it, and Spencer cleans up. If this goes in from Whitfield, didn't. The Eagles would have been right back in it. Ward-Hibbert almost got the steal. Here comes Evans on the other end. Stops on the elbow. Boland in the corner. That's too long, but Evans gets the rebound, and that's going to be a foul by Whitfield. Hand in the cookie jar. 1:31 to go. 17-15 to Bakken. Delpesh and Johnson for Defoe and McGill.
Well, certainly been some wise words spoken by Coach Stuttle in that timeout, because you work it out, they'd gone 5, 6, 7 points down, and they slowly but surely worked their way back to within 2 following that timeout.
So this is Michael Diouf has come on for DeAndre Pinckney, and Noah Churchill's replaced Skylar Boland. Diouf, who's been at Bakken since 2015 and played at Sports Central in a pre-season friendly, which the Eagles actually beat Bakken 102-89. He's been there for a lot of years. Oh, that's well played. Nice play from Evans. He's a good player, smart player.
Well, that's the second time he's used a head fake, isn't it, to outmaneuver an Eagles defender and knock down the long range too.
Good play by Ryan Evans. Yes, Spencer for another three. That was off the front of the rim. And Evans it is who takes the rebound. I think you can see this team's play together, Dave Coney. They share the ball very well.
Good, really good ethos of teamwork.
Diouf back to Churchill. 4 seconds on the shot clock. I think he knows. Yeah, he does. And I thought he'd knocked down the 2. The Ward-Hibbert's up for the rebound. That's given us a flop. Berg went down heavily under pressure from Delpesh. That's a travel from Scott Spencer. Mark Stuttle didn't agree with that call.
Well, I think Berg felt just how hard Delpesh's screens can be. Hard and effective.
Scott Spencer comes out, Taj Green goes in. Eagles go a bit bigger. Churchill to bring the ball up. Evans cuts across the baseline. Parsons looking to get free. Evans though finds Diouf. Now that's not his game to shoot threes, but he didn't hesitate though. Missed it, and it's only 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Johnson trying to get up, and he gets fouled going to the basket. 0.3. Good play.
Well, yeah, I mean, 0.3 of a second to go, but the important thing is that's irrelevant because the clock doesn't move while Johnson's on the free throw line. If he can knock down these two, you would say from the way they started, this has not been a bad quarter for the Eagles. Still shaded by the Bears, but it's not been a bad quarter for the Eagles. Because at one stage, looked like the Bears could end up with a double-digit lead in this first quarter. Yeah,
there was 17-10 up, weren't there? So if Johnson knocks this one down, that'll be a 7-2 run to end the quarter. And he has knocked it down. Ball is in, and that'll do it for the first quarter. So it's the Serios group, Newcastle Eagles 17, the Bakken Bears from Aarhus 19. Probably as close as we were expected there, but it's only one quarter.
It is. We expected a close game. Both these teams with great history, and obviously the current teams are maintaining that progress. I thought the Bears had the better start, and it was going their way. Really good timeout call by Coach Stuttle. Obviously, we can't tell from here what he said, but whatever it was, it took a little bit of the momentum out of the way they were playing. The Eagles was a little bit more directed their approach and trying to get the ball moving quicker in transition. And this has not been a bad quarter to end up 2 points down after the really good start from the Bears.
Good fight back it was from the Eagles to bring it back to within a 2-point game, but we'll wait to see. Everybody pretty much still settling into the game. 30 more minutes of this. These European nights, Dave, I mean, I know it's a pleasure for us to commentate, but they've been really good, haven't they? Been really enjoyable.
Oh yeah, it's a great experience. I mean, teams that play in Europe often benefit from that experience domestically as well. That's certainly been the experience I've covering in the past, and hopefully this works for the Eagles as well.
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at the Eagles as well, I mean, the domestically their form has been pretty good as well. They've picked up a lot of wins. I mean, I know everybody talks about everybody playing for second place, but that it is very, very tight for second place in the British Basketball League at the moment.
Well, there's enough teams already. I think London have had 3 losses, is it?
Yeah.
But there's enough teams that have given them a hard game. There's been a lot of games where London, had a big game in midweek in Europe. They found it difficult to get up at the start of a British Basketball League game. And if that's going to continue, then some teams are going to take advantage of that.
So second quarter about to start. It'll be Bakken to get us underway with Churchill in the backcourt. Knutson's going to put the ball in. They've got Diouf, Berg and Parsons, and the Eagles have got Johnson, Green, Delpesh, Ward-Hibbert and Whitfield. Diouf wide open under the basket, lays it in for 2. A little bit of a mismatch there.
He's got the size, hasn't he, to be a threat around the basket if he can get that close to the basket.
Yeah. I think the entry pass was probably the thing that made it upset Mark Stool. I mean, he did have 2 defenders on him, but he got the entry pass and got a good position, didn't he? Squared up very quickly. So that's a foul. Second foul, I believe, on Berg. Yep.
Well, you did say that the 3-point, the long-range 2 wasn't his game, and he's proved you right. Probably heard you, and you're responsible for him taking it in so close to the basket.
Nice pass there by Whitfield. Delpesh working hard.
Yeah.
Does well off the glass against Diouf.
Really lovely penetration and a soft drop pass from Whitfield to Delpesh, and a good finish as well.
Yeah, because it wasn't an easy finish. Again, there's the ball into the centre, and Diouf slightly further out, misses it. I think it's going to be a foul on Whitfield here, going for the rebound. That could be the second foul on Devin Whitfield as well. Well,
that must have been clear vision for the ref, because that looked like 3 players who were just battling hard to get to that rebound. I'm not sure there was any call needed there.
You know, Dave, I would agree with you as well, but it's interesting when the whistle went, Devin Whitfield was the first one to turn around and look at the referee as if he's going to call that on me. Well,
Diouf went in pretty hard as well. Yeah.
There's Churchill from the elbow, he's short. Ward-Hibbert picks up another rebound. Johnson pushes it hard. He has Aston Jr. going in for the layup. That's typical Eagles 23-24 basketball right there.
Yeah, that's what they were missing when he got those early 2 fouls. Coast to coast, he's as quick as anybody in transition.
Parsons, it was a product. Churchill seeing a lot of the ball. Here's Diouf inside again. This time he gets it over Green and in for 2.
Well, there was 2 things that was too easy about that. How easy it was to drop the ball in Diouf, and how easy it was for him to finish it.
Johnson's 3 is just too long.
Again, I don't think there was a lot of in that contact at all, and we've had a pretty good free-flowing game, and I hope that's going to continue.
Foul call on Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Ward-Hibbert just played hard, good defence then. I don't think he caused any disadvantage at all to the offensive player.
Parsons it is with the ball. Goes into the corner. Parsons drives himself. Oh, nice play.
Wow.
Yeah, nice drive. Perhaps a little bit too easy into the basket.
Well, superb crossover dribble, but it wasn't just the crossover dribble. It's how quickly his first step was following the crossover.
Ward-Hibbert tries to find Delpesh. Delpesh saves it. Oh, no, he doesn't. Thought he'd saved it at first.
Well, it was a nice idea, but Del Pesh was going to basket, and unfortunately, the alley-oop pass was behind him, so it was not easy for him to take it.
Mark still looking rather agitated there with Martin Del Pesh. DeAndre Pinckney back in. Churchill uses the screen, but doesn't get the two. Del Pesh. Well, that's a ball like it's Martin Del Pesh. Good rebound. Ward Hibbett shaking and baking. Green for three. We know he can shoot the three, but that one is off.
Well,
Knudsen stands on the line as he retrieves that ball. Eagles ball at the end line.
not sure all these players at the moment, but some of the players haven't quite found their touch yet, have they? I mean, Spencer was short with a couple. Taj was way off with that one. It'll come. If you're going to be that wide open, don't stop shooting.
Eagles now with McGill, Johnson and Austin Jr. all on the court at the same time. Green and Del Pesh. Johnson guarded by Parsons, turns the corner. There's the floater, which is short. Johnson manages to get a hand to it. McGill for three is good. Brings the Eagles back to within one. 24-25. 7:20 to go. Parsons shuffling. Churchill, I think he'll look to get a shot off. And that's a good hand by Johnson. And Green picks it up. Eagles going down the other end. Well, not sure quite what Taj Green did there in the end for the finish. He felt he was fouled.
Well, there was something happened that be interested to see a replay of that, because it looked like he was winning that race and should have just finished with an easy layup.
Parsons brings the ball over halfway for the Bears. And again, another good hand in there with the Eagles. This time it was Green, but Parsons manages to retrieve it. And the turnaround is good. Still very, very tight this game. Johnson tries to force the ball through. Called it before the referee.
Yeah, you know, you think of that attempted through ball there, bounce pass from Johnson. A lot of those are getting picked off. Tell you what, both teams are playing pretty good off-ball defense tonight.
Oh, there's Larry Austin Jr. That's fantastic. Great curl, great cut, gets to the basket and scores. And the long ball from Churchill is intercepted by Green, and it's going to be a personal foul here, I think.
Well, this game at the moment has the potential to swing back a little bit towards the Eagles, because they made 3 mistakes there in a row. That long pass was never going to get through, and they were very, very, very slow in picking up the previous offense from the Eagles.
All I'm going to say is that in the last game that we were here, the Zielona Góra game, the Polish side, this action replay did get a lot of use late on, didn't it? So they're going to have a look at this one to see what they think. Don't know whether we can get a replay of it as well. I don't think there's any doubt about the foul. Here we go.
It looks a bit awkward, but I don't think that's going to be judged anything other than the common foul. I mean, it looks...
Was that the play goal? He did put 2 hands on him.
Yeah, I think he probably even touched the ball.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good replay, so that should help the referees make their decision. They're still pondering it.
I think he hasn't really made a play on the ball, has he, Dave? That's what they're saying. We'll have another look at it here. He's not really made a play on the ball there, has he? Or has he?
Well, it's very difficult because he's shielding the ball at the moment of impact. I personally don't think that's going to be anything other than a common foul.
I will see.
Oh, I'm wrong.
I think they're judging that he hasn't made a play on the ball. Very, very tight one, but nice bit of refereeing here. He's going across straight away to the back of the bench and explaining the reasons behind it. That's good to see. I might not agree with it, but it's good to And not surprising to see Skylar Boland and DeAndre Pinckney come back on.
And I don't think that's going to count because I think the referee was executing a substitution at the time.
So Johnson on the line again. Knocks the shot. Still one more to come because it was a shooting foul. Looks like Will Never's coming on for the Eagles as well for the first time tonight. Johnson 2 from 2. Possession to the Eagles. Eagles sneak in front by a point. Will Never comes out, replaces Malcolm Delpesh.
They've sneaked in front, and I think they should be pleased with that because they've taken advantage of 3 unusual errors from the visiting team. And in particular, that attempted long-range pass went nowhere near.
There's Will Never for 3, and he makes his first 3. He did this against the Polish side in the first half, didn't he?
He did. He had weeks and weeks and weeks off. You wouldn't believe it with the way he put the ball in the hole.
And there's a 3-point reply by Malik Parsons. Oh, what a pass from Ricky McGill. Oh, well, it was a brilliant pass and a really good cut as well by Johnson, but Austin, but he just didn't finish.
Yeah, that is the 3rd time Austin, since he came back from his early 2 fouls, has literally outrun the whole of their defence.
Good hands by the Eagles again.
That was great defence.
Yep.
I know everybody's appealing for a foul, but that was terrific defence.
Well, you don't play the Euro for 30 seasons in the top leagues in Germany, Greece, Poland, and obviously Denmark if you can't play defence.
Well, I might be wrong, but I think DeAndre Pinckney's a 30% 3-point shooter, but you wouldn't think that the way he's shaping up and taking them in this game.
There it goes. Bomb. All 4 Americans on the court for Bakken at the moment. The addition of Knudsen, Gustav Knudsen. Nice pass inside by Never. Nice take by Taj Green as well. Good turnaround hook shot.
While you've been taking over and getting the commentary good, I'm ashamed to say I was wrong about Pinckney. He's only a 22% 3-point shooter. But doesn't look like that tonight.
Oh, wow, there's a highlight play. He saw the lane, drove it and smashed it home two-handed.
He's single-handedly swinging this game back to the Bears, isn't he?
Yep, he's gone up by 2, 35-33. McGill will give it back to Never. Will Never knock down another one? No, this one's off. Knudsen gets a hand to it. Ricky McGill, though, gets it back. Nice pass from Taj Green to Jordan Johnson, but Johnson misses the 3. Evans cleans up, but Austin gets back.
Larry Austin Jr.'s work rate tonight is an example for all. He is working his socks off.
Timeout call by Bakken Bears, and I tell you what, Jeff, this is a great defensive game, isn't it?
It is. It's momentum keeps shifting. It was the Eagles deservedly worked the way back, taken in front, but the Bears have had a good spell since they made those substitutions, and certainly with Knudsen and Pinckney back on, there's a lot more rim protection for them.
And I think as well, it's not that the shooters are on shooting well, it's just that the shots they're getting are tough shots.
Most of the shots tonight have been under pressure. Early on, they got a few open looks, but that's certainly not been the situation for the last 12 minutes or so.
So 33-35, 4:22 to go. Nobody really in foul trouble. Both Sylvester Berg has 2 for the Bears, and for Eagles, Larry Austin Jr. and Devin Whitfield both have 2.
Yeah, and then in terms of the foul count, it's probably right. Good officiating. 5 to each side, and 2 all in this quarter with 4 to go. So at the moment, nowhere near the penalty for either team.
It's also interesting as well, David, and don't wish to, well, I'll put it this way. In the European games we've commented on this year, we seem to not have mentioned the referees very much, which I always think is a good thing.
Yeah, but all three games prior to this and this one have been well officiated. I just think that them bringing on Knudsen, Pinkney and Evans has just changed the dynamic a little bit of how the Eagles have got to think of setting up their offence.
And with Boland and Churchill out there as well, they've got two facilitators as well. And there's a perfect example. Boland across court to Churchill, Churchill inside to Pinkney, great cut and another slam home.
Well, this is where you say what a tremendous cut from Pinkney, but what awful defence from the Eagles.
Williams pass it to Ward-Hibbett back to Green, gets it back, does well there. Turnaround jump shot is good. Excellent play by Josh Ward-Hibbett.
Yeah, he picked up an inaccurate pass from Taj, got it back under control, and had the smarts to see where the shot clock was and immediately released the ball. Is that 3 on Larry Austin Jr.? I think it is. No, maybe not.
Yeah, fouls on Will Neal.
No, it's Taj Green's foul. Just the way Larry looked at the bench as much as to say, sorry if that was my foul.
No, it's on Will Neal. Evans from that's a nice jump shot. Nice curl.
Well, there's been a lot of talk about Pinkney, but I've been really impressed with this Evans guy as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look at his pedigree. I mean, he's been around a lot of years, and you know, he's in Wisconsin and he played in the D-League. Obviously very good, but that's a great drive by Larry Austin Jr.
Well, for me, if you're getting minutes at Wisconsin, there's a great testament to your ability.
A lot of years ago, but obviously they've always been that kind of program. But he has ball in. You know, Evans thought about the three, decides not to shoot it inside the Berg. Nice turnaround, tough shot by Sylvester Berg.
He's just making a contribution very quietly, isn't he? Just getting on with the job.
Got a nice mix, haven't they? Got the 4 Americans who are all decent players, but that domestic players look very good as well. Speaking of domestic players, Darius Defoe, who's been around forever, just rims that shot out. Larry Austin Jr. thought about going for the steal there, decided not to. Here's Evans, that's going to be a foul on Will Neighbour. 2 hands in the back, I think.
Well, I think that's a hard matchup for Will because Evans has got a really quick first step.
Yeah.
The other thing about Evans as well is you can be careful. He gets the ball at the top of the key. He's very good at faking and getting defences to leave the feet off the ground.
Pinkney shoots the 3.
Really surprised that he didn't fire that off straight away. I think he was surprised that Darius Defoe hadn't closed him down. But that's the penalty for not closing Pinkney down.
Yep. Knocks the 3 down. Ricky McGill replies with 2, but it's a 5-point game.
Yeah, that's the penalty for leaving McGill wide open.
Ward-Hibbett, who's switched on Evans at the moment. Yeah,
again, what great fake.
This guy's a good player. This guy's a really good player.
Just doing the simple basics well.
McGill for 3.
And that is counting. That's interesting. I thought for all the world there he was going to call Darius for a moving screen.
Yeah, I must admit when the shot went up, I thought exactly the same, but...
Here we go, we've got a replay. Oh, I think it was more than a moving screen. Never mind, the Eagles won't be complaining.
But the foul's called after the shot, so... I'm assuming they got the 3 points. Yeah, they did, didn't they? Yeah. But they've also got the ball. So it wasn't an extra 1. Just checking, I think, with the score. 42-46 it is. Devin Whitfield. Defoe. Good hands by Boland. And Defoe trying to find Austin, but it was picked off. Ball at the Berg, inside to Knudsen. Reverse layup is good. And Mark Stuttle decides there may only be 1:32 to go, but I've got a timeout. I'm going to take it and have a talk about this because the gap is 6 points.
Well, if you want to see a perfect model of a fast break in action, that was it. Ball down the middle, out to the corner, back to the cutting player in the middle. I thought that was great rim running by Knutson.
We talk about who's doing what sort of thing, and just having a quick look at some of the stats here. Evans has got 8 points. Pinckney's got 15 points on 6 of 8 shooting. He's knocked all 3 of his 3-point shots down. Parsons has got 7. That's 4, and obviously that Knutson point there was 4. Takes him to 4. For the Eagles, it's McGill with 10, Johnson with 7, Austin with 6, and Ward Hibbert with 6 as well.
Well, I think the first thing you said there, Pinckney with how many? 15 points?
15 on 6 of 8 shooting. He's 3 of 5 from 2-point range and 3 of 3 from 3-point range.
So in this competition, he's averaged 19.3 points a game, yeah?
Yep.
He's probably, right now, the main difference for between these two teams, and responsible for that 6-point deficit. But I must say he's having great backup from Evans and Knutson.
Well, Evans has got 8 points, but he's also got 8 rebounds and 4 assists.
Yeah, and I think your mate Schuyler as well, isn't it? Some interesting place called Schuyler. Isn't there one in our league called Schuyler White?
Schuyler White in Cheshire, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and of course the first Schuyler I came across was Skylar Diggins, who a female player at Notre Dame who went on to be a great WNBA player.
Yeah. So you talked about Bakken Bears' ability to make assists. They've got 15 assists in the first half. They've also got 9 turnovers.
Do you know what? 15 assists, and they're averaging only 21 in the competition.
Yeah.
Over 40 minutes.
Yeah.
That's a sensational performance from them.
So as McGill brings it forward.
And we've got to try and remember this is over 2 legs.
Yeah, McGill for 3 is long, but Whitfield's able to get it, and Ward Hibbert for 3 is too long. Darius Defoe is able to get it. Another 14-second shot clock. Austin Jr. drives at the basket. Felt he was fouled. Nothing was called. Back up. Ball in coast-to-coast 3 is no good. Ward Hibbert takes another rebound on. Lovely behind the back dribble. Goes coast-to-coast with his left hand and lays it in. That's a heck of a play from Josh Ward Hibbert.
Well, we talked about Larry Austin's ability to go coast to coast. That was great play from Ward Hibbert. That's good defense as well. Not a good idea to back off this guy.
It's a foul by Darius Defoe.
There are times, where one of the big things about the last 15 years or so in basketball has been everybody playing switching defense.
Yeah.
That switching defense, unfortunately, I think went to their advantage. Because I thought Ward Hibbert was doing a really good job on Evans.
Marius Jr. takes a seat, trying to avoid that 3rd foul before half time. Not saying he would have picked it up, but if he's sitting on the bench, he certainly can't pick it up. 37.9 to go, 44-48. Ryan Evans on the line to shoot 2. Makes the first. The youngsters come on the court for the last 37.9 seconds. That's Frederick Eriksson, only 17-year-old. Getting some seconds rather than minutes. McGill drives hard and misses the layup. Good. Evans and Pinckney on the rebound.
That drive is normally money to Ricky McGill. And that's not the first one he's blown tonight. There's a little bit of tension in the Eagles at the moment.
Ball in behind the back. Can't find a pass inside. Eagles' interior defense is good. Evans misses it.
Yeah, good boxing out by Whitfield.
They've only got 2 seconds to go. Johnson tries the shot from halfway. Doesn't go, and that kills it for the first half. Very entertaining first half. Bakken probably just got a little bit of a head of steam on at the end, and they've taken a 6-point lead into the locker room at 50-44.
I won't disagree with you at all. I think they've bossed the last couple of minutes. Did a really good job. They've protected the rim quite well, but and the contrary to that is The Eagles are missing some shots you would normally expect them to convert, and I'm thinking in particular of these drives to the basket.
Yeah,
they've got three people who are doing it really well: Ricky McGill, Larry Austin Jr. and Ward Hibbert. Just need to convert more of them.
Yeah, but it's a good 20 minutes of basketball that were really enjoyable. Both sides really playing hard defense and trying to find better shots, and I think Bakken just about got some better shots towards the end. But it's 44-50 in favour of the visitors, the Bakken Bears from Aarhus in Denmark. We will get some stats together for you and be back in about 10 minutes or so.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 Europe's 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL.
Brought to you by
Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL.
Brought to you by
Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.
Welcome back to the Virtual Motors Arena Newcastle for the second half of this European North Basketball League playoff quarter-final first leg, with Bakken Bears leading by 50 points to 44 at the half. Quick look at some of the stats there, and I think the obvious one, Dave, you picked it out before we even put these up, was the shooting percentages. When you consider they're only up by 6 points, but they're very, very efficient on their shooting. I think the other one that we picked up on was assists to turnovers. The 15 assists there to Bakken and only 9 to Newcastle. Points in the paint 26 to 20, but it's them shooting percentages which really stand out, isn't it?
Well, 15 assists in the first half of a two-leg game, particularly when you're the away team, is a pretty impressive stat. But the biggest difference in this game here is 36.6% shooting by the Eagles to 55.5% by the visiting Bears. That almost creates an argument about his being only 6 down is not too bad for the Eagles, because, you know, if they can just get their finishing that little bit better, then they could well easily get back into this game.
And you mentioned that as well, Dave, at the half-time break, about the fact that the Eagles were missing a lot of shots that they would normally make. So let's have a look to see, because the rebounds is pretty similar. Individual scorers, well, for Newcastle, Ricky McGill has 10, Josh Ward-Hibbert 8 points, 5 rebounds, Jordan Johnson 7 and Larry Austin Jr. 6. DeAndre Pinckney leads the way with 15 points and 4 rebounds for Bakken, but Ryan Evans, I think, is the player we've picked out. 10 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and Malik Parsons with 7. The starting fives for the second half for Newcastle, it's McGill, Austin Jr., Johnson, Green and Defoe. For Bakken, it is Berg, Churchill, Bolin, Evans and Pinckney. Eagles get us underway. Darius Defoe, who hasn't scored yet in the game, but that's a great pass inside to Johnson, who misses the layup, but Larry Austin, great rebound, and he gets the ball to Taj Green, and a foul is going to be called on Sylvester Berg, I believe, and if it is, that'll be his 3rd foul.
Well, we said that if the Eagles can improve on that finishing, particularly around the rim, that wasn't too optimistic with the first attempt there by Jordan Johnson, but immediately made up for it. Taj Green took the rebound, got fouled. He hopefully will make 2 from 2. And if he does, then that's 6 points, we said, wasn't too bad for the Eagles when you consider they were only shooting 36%. Then that'll be a good start to the second half.
Makes the first. Referee McDonald having a chat with the table. Something must be amiss. I'm not sure if it's checking who the foul was on. Yeah, because I think at first Sylvester Berg thought it was on him, but it's actually been given on Ryan Evans.
I was going to say there didn't seem too much confusion about that.
Taj Green makes the both. There hasn't been a free throw missed in this game so far. There's only been 11 taken.
I think what we need is more conversions on these penetrating moves to the basket that the Eagles are making.
There's going to be a foul called inside. That's a foul, I believe, on Larry Austin Jr.
That was a tough, really tough call, because what more can he do? He's just playing tough defense.
Pinkney and Evans. He's guarded by Green. Good head fake again. Turns, spins between two and lays it in for two.
Well, two head fakes were pretty impressive enough, but I thought his spin around finish was awesome.
Making an early bid for the MVP. As Taj Green answers with a three for Newcastle.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-point game.
Taj Green 5. Bakken Bears 2 in this second half. A good start for the Eagles.
Pinkney thought about the three. He's made 3 of 3 from 3-point range. All threes in that sentence. Here's Churchill. Take a look at this guy, Churchill, as well. Here's Evans for 3. It's off. And Larry Austin Jr. Doesn't he rebound well for a guard?
He does, particularly offensive rebounding. That was a sloppy, casual pass, and luckily, stepping in and taking one for the team has prevented them getting an easy transition bucket.
Yeah. Johnson's pass, Taj Green didn't take any stride, and Boland brought it back, and as they say, Ricky McGill took one for the team to stop the offense.
He was smart enough as well not to make it unsportsmanlike.
With his Berg, top of the key, lobs it over, but I think you've got to give the Eagles some credit there. Defoe and Johnson blocked Pinkney's route to the basket.
That was really, really good defense on a cutting player. Too often that cutting player gets past an Eagles defense and not them. That was really, really good off-ball defense by the Eagles.
Defoe and Johnson. Johnson goes at the other end. Boland challenges him all the way. Good defense at the other end. Ball goes out for Eagles end line ball. Again, kicks it out. Austin Jr. Wow, he's just everywhere at the minute. Austin Jr.
Tell you, he has a nose for offensive rebounds.
Yeah,
he's one of the best offensive rebounding guards I've seen for a long time.
Helps the Eagles to get the end line, sideline ball. McGill for 3. Just off. Taj Green, though, brilliant offensive rebound and tip in. We have a 1-point ball game.
Well, Taj Green is responsible scoring wise.
7 points, yeah.
Absolutely.
I think he had 5 points at the half. So now he's now got up to 12 points. Ball into Evans, faced by Green. One spin, 3 bounces. There's the head fake again.
I like the way McGill went in to help there, but I think that could have happened a little bit earlier.
Foul is on Taj Green.
You know, what you don't want to do is let Evans isolate somebody one-on-one in the low post. I think there's a clear case there. I think McGill did it, just did it a little bit too late.
Yeah. Evans at the line. Commentator curse work, Dave.
Well, I'm just thinking what a strange stance for taking a free throw. Watch where he puts his trail foot. I mean, you nearly always shoot with a shooting foot forward, but he's twisting his other foot.
Perhaps he needs to. Well, he's been a professional 13 years, so it's obviously worked for him.
Absolutely.
But he didn't on that occasion, missed both. Mr. Pair. Eagles with a chance to take the lead. Bakken only scored 2 points so far in this quarter. Eagles obviously with 7, all from Green, and that's a foul by Pinkney on Johnson. Eagles have come out with a slightly different mindset, I think, Dave, this half.
Yeah.
Good pass inside by Johnson. Greenwood can't get in the basket. Oh, he can now. Unfortunately missed it though. I think he just let him go there for a minute. Churchill for three, but Green.
Great block, but unfortunately
just hit his arm, didn't he?
Yeah, just made contact with his body.
Yeah. I think he knew it as well. I think he thought, I was so close to a great block there. Just have a quick look at it here. Yeah, it's a sort of shoot on the way down, isn't it?
Well, you talk about Skylar Bowling, being a veteran player, he certainly knows how to play defence. Whoever is guarding, he gives them a hard time.
I think it's testimony both to Bowling and Evans when you look at their ages, 33, 34. They're keeping themselves right up there, as fit as anybody out there.
Yeah, but in this part of the country, we're used to people like Darius Defoe and Fab Flanoy playing when he was 44, and he played awesome defence.
Yeah. One of three, so Bakken have just got a bit dry at the line there.
Eagles are getting things to drop a little bit better in this second half, early in the third quarter, and they're not quite so successful.
Before thought about feeding that in, that Austin Jr. would have been a tough one. Taj Green attacks the baseline, hits the underneath side of the bar. Evans at the other end. Well, he's hit the front of the rim.
Well, he made it look easy, but his finish was anything but good.
Johnson goes all the way. Taj Green tips it in, but that's not a basket.
I'm just wondering, with the spin Johnson put on that, whether that would have fallen if Taj hadn't tried to trap it in. And I guess it wouldn't have counted anyway, would it, because of the call on the foul?
Might have counted because if he's calling a shooting foul. It's hard to say.
That's a good point.
So he probably could have counted, but it didn't go in, so it makes so Johnson's got to make it from the line.
He's got a chance to tie the game.
And he's missed the first for the Eagles. So whatever the first half shooting from the line for both teams hasn't continued the second. Johnson doesn't miss often. He's 80% free throw shooter. Makes the second, and it's a 1 point game again. Bakken with a chance just to stretch it. 6:20 to go. 53-52 to the Bakken Bears. Berg hands off to Bowling. Bowling uses the off screen into Evans, back to Churchill. The 3-point shot is no good. Darius Defoe gets a good hand on it. Johnson was able to find Taj Green down the court. Taj Green lays it in for two. It's the Taj Green show at the moment. Incredibly, all 10 points, 9 of the 10 points scored by Taj Green. The other one from Johnson from the line. Back and miss another one. Eagles on the attack. Johnson's going to go all the way. Great hands by Evans up. Bowling picks it up. Darius Defoe is given.
Well, I think this is one where we really look very carefully at the replay.
I don't even think it's going to go to the replay this one, Dave.
No, I know what the decision is. It's unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, no, they're going to have a look at it. They are
going to review it. That's good. I mean, Darius would be adamant that it wasn't unsportsmanlike, wouldn't he?
I like Mark Stewart. I can't read lips all the time, but I did like Mark Stewart. He said, I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but it shouldn't have been personal. So here we go. Well, he's run down with them all the way, hasn't he? I think difficult one to say.
I don't think there's anything unsportsmanlike about that at all, but I was wrong in the first half, and I could be wrong again.
I think Darius is saying he's trying to just get back, and
this pause does give both coaches a chance to bring the troops in and discuss tactics and things with them.
This may be a good angle, but I think I think he played at the ball, but he was definitely knew he was going to foul him as well.
But are you and I going to agree that that's not unsportsmanlike?
Well, I wouldn't have called it unsportsmanlike.
No,
Dave,
I wouldn't, but I was wrong in the first half, and I'm waiting with bated breath.
No, it has been called for. They go into the monitor and they never seem to change their decision. Multiple substitutions. Berg and Churchill going out. Knudsen and Parsons coming back in. Ball on the line to shoot. Makes the first.
Let's go get loud and proud. Make some noise.
Makes the second.
Really good rhythm there, wasn't it? The ideal model to study how to do the free throw. Really good rhythm.
Arms bent, elbows out.
Knee bend at the start to generate the power, help to generate the power. This guy's a player, he's a good organizer.
It's going to go a nice wraparound pass, Knudsen. 24 seconds though, Knudsen didn't realise it.
It's very, very nice in every way, but nobody on that team knew where the 20 shot clock was.
Yeah. So it's still only a 1 point game, even after that unsportsmanlike foul and 2 free shots. Johnson dancing towards the basket. Thought he got a knock on the side of the head, but nothing given. Here's Parsons, who's just come on. He's going to get to the basket there. Driving through the lane. Here's it in for 2. Now Darius Defoe gets inside for 2 points there. Darius Defoe joining and is fouled in the possession. They're just pointing there given to us by our director. Very good point as well. That Bakken had only scored 7 points in the first 5 minutes of the quarter.
Yeah, well, I think it's a really good point. I think the Eagles' finish has been slightly better, although you can never actually tell. And that's the stats, but the one guy who's going off at the moment, he'll be, I think, a little bit disappointed with this finishing tonight.
Yeah, I think he's felt he was fouled a couple of times, but if you've got to make the basket, you will worry about the foul after you've made the basket. Defoe doesn't convert the 3-point play. I think that is now a double, I believe, for Ryan Evans. Double check on that shortly, but I'm pretty sure that is the rebound he needed. Diop for 3. I did tell you he couldn't shoot a 3, but Evans took another excellent rebound. So for the one before wasn't his 10th rebound, I'm sure that one was. Josh Ward-Hurd battling with Diop inside. Parsons. I think players do really well there to stay in bounds when the drive.
Really smart play by Knudsen.
Knudsen knocks the shot down. McGill turns the corner, up for 2, is good.
A lot of players these days are very good at the step back through. That was a great sidestep shot from Knudsen. Took him right away from his defensive player. But he still had to finish it, and he did that with a plug.
McGill suddenly looks as if he fancies it, but his shot was off. Knudsen takes a rebound. Good pushing. Boland for 3. He is good. Picks his moments to shoot the ball and knocks it down. Up to 8 points personal. He's got 4 assists and 4 steals as well. Taj Green backing into Evans. Evans, who has got that double-double I was telling you about. He's got 12 points, 12 rebounds and 5 assists.
And when you think that they've had a little mini break here, taking advantage of the finishing not dropping for the Eagles, that foul there has put Taj Green for the line because they're on the bonus. This will be a welcome 2 points for the Eagles.
If he knocks it down, certainly will be.
And going a long way towards stopping what looked like a really start of a mini run from the Bears.
Third foul on Evans as well.
But
taking a seat on the bench.
Say, coach taking no chance, putting him to the bench, and that'll be a good sigh from the Eagles.
Except that it's DeAndre Pinckney who's come out to replace him. So.
Well,
but I think I know what you mean, because Evans is all round.
Evans has had a really good all-round game.
Yeah. Green's missed the second one. Knudsen well placed, good box out, gets the rebound. 3-point game, 62-59 to the visitors. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Malik Parsons to Boland. Boland for two is good. Boland feeling it right now.
Yeah, good ball movement, but you know, good ball movement only comes from good player movement off the ball, and that was there in abundance.
Oh, Taj Green went for the highlight, didn't get it, but Darius Defoe did a great job with the rebound. Devin Whitfield, he normally would have shot that three, I think.
Yeah. And he didn't take it, and the defensive player tied him up.
Taj Green manages to get it in. He's having a great battle with Knudsen.
He did, and he stuck to his task there because, again, didn't convert the easy layup, but made up for it with the tap-in. This guy's a really good organiser. And if he comes off a screen, you go under it, he's going to pull up and shoot.
Yeah, he's done a lot of that in practice last night. He did a lot of those plays. That's going to be a foul by Berg. I think that's his third. Shots.
Well, the referees, I think I understand where their coach is coming from. I think that was just two players fighting for the ball. I think it was an absolute no call.
Darius Defoe takes a seat on the bench, and Malcolm Delpesh comes in.
Coach Schutel won't agree with that, because he'd be glad that Taj Green is back on the line with a chance to reduce this to just 1 point.
It's the first.
And if he does reduce it to 1 point, it's come at a time when the Bears had threatened to just do what they did in the first half, and that's really get the ball movement going and create good looks and convert them.
Missed the second though. 13 points in the quarter so far for Taj Green. It's a 2 point game. Boland back to Berg. Parsons picks it up. He's going to attack the basket. He likes to. Oh, that's a great pass. Berg buries it into the. Can't make the shot, but that was a good pass by Parsons.
It was a good pass by Parsons. I'll tell you what, though, it was a fantastic cut from Berg.
Yeah, have a look at it here again. Just realised he couldn't go to the basket.
Look at that cut. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
I think there's two things for me there. Was Parsons realised he couldn't get to the basket, and Berg made that cut, and he found him. It was excellent. Scott Spencer comes in. Taj Green takes a seat, surprisingly, but he's put an awful lot of energy into that 8 minutes and 14 seconds that he's been on.
Well, I think Coach Shute will be thinking, give him a couple of minutes break before the 2 minute break for the end of the third quarter. Maybe give him another minute, and then you got a fresh Taj Green for the final quarter.
Berg misses the second, but Knudsen's hand is able to get the ball back into Berg's hand as well. He's against Scott Spencer. Eagles good defense, but they've got nothing on the perimeter. Parsons mixed the shot. The ball bounces around.
Well,
somehow the Eagles come up with it.
Well, that was probably the greatest ever boxing out from Ward Hibbert. Done with absolute perfection, because Knudsen, who he boxed out, ended up flat on his back on the baseline.
I think that's a fourth foul on Sylvester Berg. He will go and take a seat.
Well, that's good news, but the bad news is that brings Evans back in.
He is on 3 fouls, Evans. Austin Jr. on 3 and Taj Green on 3 as well. That's probably the reason why Taj Green sent down. McGill misses the first of the 2.
I think we're going to have you poring over those stats in this quarter break to see whether Although Taj Green's had a good quarter scoring-wise, how the Eagles actually improved their scoring percentage. I think it's been a factor the whole game long.
Well, to be fair,
and you know, partly you have to credit the Bears' defense for that.
Scott Spencer gets a steal on Knudsen. Devin Whitfield does this time pull up for the three, has missed it, but I thought Josh Ward had got a fantastic offensive rebound, but he didn't.
Got to the glass really well, just probably jumped a little bit too early.
Oh, how did Poland make that basket?
Well, he was off balance, he was falling over.
And he still managed to get it.
Well, he just totally focused, didn't he, on the rim?
Yeah. Oh, nice pocket behind the basket. Great behind the back pass from McGill, and Delpech is fouled.
Is that on Evans or is it on Knudsen?
Well, we'll find out any second now. It's on Evans, that's his fourth as well. Diouf and Churchill coming in for Boland and Evans.
I'm pretty sure that coach would have preferred him to let Delpech score that easy basket.
Yeah, probably.
And to keep him on with still 2 fouls to give for the whole of the final quarter.
Yes, this shot from Boland. Look, wow. That's incredible, isn't it? Delpech makes the first.
Great concentration.
Yeah, his eyes never left the basket, did they? The ball might have been in the wrong hand and he might have been off balance, but his eyes.
Yeah, and a really good release as well.
And I'll tell you what, Josh Ward here has just taken a great offensive rebound because he almost knew that Martin Delpech was going to miss that second, but then he's put the 3-point shot, which is up in the air ball. So we're into the last 25 seconds. 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Churchill it is with great screen by Pinckney, and he's burrowed his way in, and it's missed, and it's going to be a foul, I think, on Josh Ward-Hibbert.
Well, I wonder if Josh Ward-Hibbert feels he was established. Of course, it was well into the no-charge area, I think.
Yeah, maybe I'll get a replay just to confirm that. Oh,
Make some noise.
No, I think.
yeah, sure, there you go.
No, he wasn't established.
No, he wasn't
established.
That's a great call. You see, I think this is one of the brilliant advantages for us as commentators to have these replays.
Coverage is fantastic.
Yeah, because you know, quite often when you don't have the replays, you kind of go with the crowd sometimes, or you go with your first instinct, and then you see these guys don't make that many. They don't make half as many mistakes as people say they do.
Interesting substitution there. Delpech off for Naylor. Makes you think what the Eagles' last offense might be.
Yeah, 3-point shot coming up, perhaps on the fake of the 3-point.
Which, if he misses this one, could, despite all the woes that we've talked about that the Eagles have suffered in this third quarter, they've had good moments, yes, but they could actually tie this if he misses this shot. They don't, of course, need to take a 3-point shot.
He's missed it. He's made it, so it's a 4-point gap, but it will mean that the Eagles, whatever happens here, will win the quarter. Sure, they want a basket, whether it be a 3 or a 2, they just want a basket here. Johnson dancing. Oh, well, that's excellent play by Jordan Johnson. Not only does he manage to get to the rim with 1 second left, he gets fouled to give himself 2 free throws and pulls another foul for Bakken. And that foul was the third one on number 11, Michael Diouf.
Yeah, and he's on the drive and he finds a way to float it over a 6'10" rim blocker.
And there you go. Will Neighbour's gone back out, and Martin Delpech comes back in for the rebound. Smart coaching, I would say that was.
Trading offense for defense, as we call it in the trade.
Yeah. And he would trade both of that for a free throw, but Jordan Johnson's missed the first one. Makes the second. It's a 3-point game. 1 second left. Churchill did think about going the full length of the court, but decided against it. So the Eagles have taken that by 21-18. just to cut the gap to 3 points. If they do that again, we'll have a tie ball game.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting, because the one thing I haven't prepped on was, because this is a two-legged quarter-final, if it's level at the end of the 40 minutes, do we play one? I don't think we do we?
No, don't play any extra time at all. It stays a tied game, and it goes to Aarhus, did you say?
Aarhus, yeah.
Yeah.
Our house in the middle of our street.
So, Jeff, this is the biggest moment in your commentator's life.
You reckon?
Stats from the Eagles, shooting-wise. Not too worried about the free throws, although we've missed a few.
Well, if I told you that it's actually gone down a percentage.
Oh, my goodness.
They're actually down to 37% now. They've slightly, I think, looking at it. Yeah.
It was 36.6 at the half.
Well, it rounded up to 37, so it's no difference, I suppose. 44% inside, with over 50% inside before, and they've managed to make an extra 3-pointer, which takes that percentage. So you've got to then look at Bakken, really, haven't you, when you say that. Now Bakken were up at 55%, they're down to 52%. And the 3-point percentage was 42% and is now down to 33. So there's the difference there. Individual scorers for Bakken, we've got DeAndre Pinckney on 16 points. Ryan Evans has got 12 points, 13 rebounds and 5 assists. He's also got 4 fouls though. Skylar Boland, 12 points, 4 assists. Gustav Knudsen, who we've been quite impressed with, 6 points and 7 rebounds. Very, very active player. For the Eagles, as we go into the last quarter, Ricky McGill has 13 points, but Taj Green had the quarter. 13 points in that quarter, taken to 18 points personal. Jordan Johnson has 9 points, and Josh Ward hit it with 8 points. Bakken that get us underway for the last 10 minutes.
And Coach Shootle is doing what we thought he would do, which is to give Taj Green a few minutes rest before the end of the quarter, the rest over the quarter, and then now probably bring him another extra, maybe a couple of minutes, and then, unless of course he's injured or anything, and then bring him in
for the last 8 minutes or so. Parsons. It was a late call, but I think it was a correct call.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen there, because I think somebody pulled the rim down.
The foul is on.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think it was foul. Devin
Yeah,
Whitfield.
well, it was one of their players, so.
Yeah. Devin Whitfield with the foul.
Yeah. The foul had been called, so that was an irrelevance.
Parsons makes both. Speaking of free throw styles, his was a little bit unusual there. Just kind of picked the ball up and threw it.
I think
Whitfield.
Well, I think it's important you discuss technique. I think all they'll care about is it went in.
Yeah, that's the usual thing, isn't it? Josh Waterman from the elbow, misses it. Delpesh can't get it. The up does. Churchill brings it forward. And again, for Bakken, this is an important period because we've got the likes of Boland and Evans off the court at the moment. Nice pass inside. Martin Delpesh flies all the way to the basket for the Eagles and lays it in for 2.
Well, great timing on the trail by Delpesh.
Lovely footwork as well.
Nice finish as well.
They're talking of a nice finish. There's a nice tough finish by Malik Parsons. Johnson goes flying at the other end. The off changes that shot. I think the foul will be on Devin Whitfield on the follow.
Now, all season long we've seen Johnson making these moves.
Yeah.
And he finishes them more often than he misses them. Just doesn't feel that way tonight. And it feels like that has had a part in this scoreline. And let's not forget, the players probably won't be thinking about this at the moment. It's easy for us to think about it, but this is over 2 legs.
Yeah.
And the away leg, the away team tonight have the advantage of being at home.
Where they are very good on their own court, although they did lose the last European North Basketball League game at home to Landstedt Zwolle of Holland, which meant they didn't win the group. Johnson trying to get to the basket. It's just not dropping for him at the moment, but he's fouled though.
Yeah.
So we have Evans on 4, Berg on 4, Diouf on 3. For the Eagles, Austin Junior's on 3, Devon Whitfield's on 4, and Taj Green's on 3. Fouls, of course, I'm talking about. Johnson knocks the first down. This is the second goal. Eagles almost came up with the rebound and rolled off Pinkney's elbow and shoulder. Churchill it is that brings it forward. 4 points to gap. Diouf's going to try another 3. And guess what? He missed it. Pinkney though takes a good rebound, gets it to Parsons. He's thinking about the 3, then he sees the lane. But Josh Ward-Hibbert was well aware what was going to happen there. I was going to say it was a great pass. It wasn't a bad pass. Josh Ward-Hibbert misses the 3. Malcolm Delpesh can't get a hold of the rebound. Eagles had a chance there. Pinkney, what a great pass. What a great pass from Pinkney to Diouf underneath, and Box Total says that's a 6-point gap, that's enough for me to have a timeout.
And I think that Diouf would be well advised to think how well he finished that compared to these 3s that he insists on taking at the top of the key, and he's just not making any of them.
I guess when you've been with the club for 7 years, you're probably entitled to take 1 or 2 threes. I don't know. But yeah, he's actually 0 from 4 from 3-point.
Yeah. And he doesn't look comfortable taking them, so I just don't know why he doesn't concentrate more on handling the ball when he's getting wide open at the top there. He's got a lot of height, so he's got good vision on all his teammates. But how effective would he be kicking the ball out to a teammate and then cut into the basket just like he did then?
So Bakken have got 4 players in double figures. DeAndre Pinkney with 16, Ryan Evans with 12, Skylar Boland with 12, and Malik Parsons is now up to 13 points as well.
Well, that's not a bad thing for the Eagles when you think about how quickly Pinkney raced to 15 points.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, well, he's got 15 points now, and there's still 13 minutes to go in the game. Sorry, 23 minutes to go in the game. And his season average in this competition is 19.3.
But it's other people who have picked the score up.
Now he's either had a lot of time on the bench, or the Eagles have done a good job in slowing him down.
I think it's a little bit of the latter, to be honest. So anyway, the Eagles come back out with Austin turns the corner superbly there, but that's a great block by Diouf. Churchill's off and running the other end. He's going to go coast to coast and lay it in. Excellent play by Noah Churchill, the Danish international.
Yeah, see at one end, tough shot to make, but they get a finish at the other, get a miss. The miss is from the Eagles, and the tough finish is from the Bears.
Just makes it an 8-point gap, one of the biggest gaps of the night.
Well, they're all asking for a review. I don't know whether they're going to get one. Multiple players.
Josh Ward-Hibbert pulls it to double figures.
That looked like it was almost going to drop out, but he got the friendly bounce. And the 2 welcome points.
70-76. Churchill, Diouf. Out to Pinkney. Oh, he's missed it. McGill gets the rebound. McGill behind his back in front of it, and then he's just lost it. Knudsen picks it up, slams it home. A little bit careless there from Ricky McGill.
Yeah. At this stage, you're the home team, you've got an away leg in front of you. You don't want to go having offences where a mistake like that means you don't get a shot off.
These young Danes are good players. Knudsen, Berg, Churchill, all very good players. Austin Junior.
Well, now what? We're waving again for this review.
Mark Stewart wants that one reviewed. He's asked for that review. Skylar Boland was in no doubt at all that he had put the ball out off an Eagles player. So we'll get a replay eventually, I think.
Is this a bit like tennis where you're only allowed so many reviews in a set, or can they have as many reviews as they like?
No idea, Dave. I don't think the coaches' reviews are unlimited, but I think so. Here we go. We'll have a look at it. I don't think the coaches' reviews are unlimited. Boland's right. Yeah, absolutely right. And once again, I think you'll find the referees have got this right.
This review is really appealing because all the fans who are within sight of our screen here are all glued to our screen.
Yeah. But again, another great call. You could quite clearly see that Boland got a hand into it and it hit off Ricky McGill. Bakken with an 8-point lead. The biggest lead of the night was way back in the second quarter. That 9-point lead.
I'm starting to think that Boland doesn't make too many mistakes, does he?
Churchill, that one's missed. Sorry, I say that 9-point lead was in the first quarter. But they missed the shot, so Eagles with a chance. Taz Green going to attack the basket. Nice spin, half spin. Back to Darius Defoe. He's going to attack the basket as well. Darius Defoe going all the way. The veteran goes all the way.
What a tremendous veteran move. Oh, now what?
Well, I think one referee has called offensive foul and the other one has called defensive foul. And that's what they're discussing. You can almost guarantee it'll be have a look at. And the foul has been given on the Danes, and that means Darius Defoe goes to the line for a 3-point play.
I didn't think there was any doubt about that, even in the minds of the Bakken Bears players.
Defoe with the chance of the and one. Misses the free throw. Suddenly, both teams have gone dry from the free throw line. 6 points, 72-78 to Bakken. 5:40 to go. Knudsen with the off. Boland picks it up again. Pinckney. Good pass to the off. Yeah, 24 seconds. I think Pinckney knew, and I think he tried to tell them.
Well, excellent skills from Boland, excellent skills from Pinckney, but guess what? Nobody again, for the second or third time in this game, had no idea where the 24-second clock jump was.
So once again, the Eagles with a chance to cut the gap. Well, it's getting tough inside there. Boland with the no-look pass to Knudsen. Knudsen smart. Boland's going to go and drive to the basket, trying to drop it off. That might be his first turnover of the night. Larry Austin Jr. going to pace. He's going to lose that ball. Took his eye off it. You can almost see it happen. Churchill fires it down to Diouf. Diouf lays it in for two.
Well, mistakes everywhere, but in the end, good recovery there from the Bears, and stretches their lead out to 8 points. Only 4:42 to go. It's a long time, as we all say in basketball, but bear in mind, the team in white have got home court advantage in the second leg.
Ricky McGill brings it up. Austin Jr. Eagles have been a little bit at times careless with the ball, I would say. That's a travel given. You might get away with that in the British Basketball League, Darius, but you're not going to get away with it in Europe. You can discuss it all you want. Please don't ask for another review. So accepts it and goes out. Boland once again to set it up for Bakken. Great cut by Evans. No look past the nuts and he drives in. Misses the layup though. Ball call for the foul. It's been another good game though, Dave, hasn't it?
A good cracking game. We said, wouldn't we, with the history of these two clubs and the 5-2 records of both of them, it's nothing less than we expected.
Austin Jr. finds Ward Hibbert. I don't think he may have had a foot on the line. Yeah, he did. So it's a long two from Josh Ward Hibbert.
Still good ball movement and an excellent finish by Josh Ward Hibbert. Oh my goodness, he's finally made one.
Well, 1 of 5 years now. He's made that magic three eventually. And that's going to be a foul by Knudsen. Just to let you know that Josh Ward Hibbert has now got 12 points and 10 rebounds for a double-double off the bench.
And I'm not sure why Knudsen would want to chase a player who's heading for basket. He's got teammates there to protect the route to basket, and he does a reaching in foul, which puts his team on 4 with still over 3.5 minutes to go, which means there are now next foul. The Eagles are going to the charity strike.
And that'll be it. Sylvesterberg fouls out with the block on Ricky McGill. He has 5 points and 2 rebounds.
And Knudsen, who's just been taken out on 4 fouls, now brought back in. I beg your pardon, Knudsen's only on 2 fouls.
Evans on 4, Diouf on 3, and Scanlon Rowland on 3. 3:27 to go though, so those on 3 probably should be able to get through. So ones on 4 that need to be careful. See, Ryan Evans is out there. Ricky McGill misses a pair. Very unusual for him. Parsons shows good ball skills. Churchill, well, he's cut the defence and found Evans, and Evans' reverse layup is no good though. Josh Ward Hibbert again with another rebound. He's going to go coast to coast Euro step, misses it. But a great follow. Is it a great follow by him? No, I think he's going to be called for the push.
Yeah, it wasn't even subtle, was it?
No, absolutely not. It's 9 points. This is the biggest lead of the night, or equals the biggest lead of the night. That's going to be a foul by Ricky McGill. Call from the crowd is, what about the moving screen?
Both teams now in the penalty, so any fouls will be punished with 2 free shots to the opposition.
He was trying to pinch that ball, didn't get it. Parsons comes inside. Oh, good pass. His Knudsen cutting to the basket in fine style as well. Mark Suttle has to take a timeout, and he does, as Bakken go up by 11, 85-74, and once again they're finishing the quarter and the game's very well.
Well, that was pretty emphatic. You mentioned the good pass, but what about the really good cut? Not only that, it was a good cut, but also a really good finish.
They were saying he was actually put the first pass out to Parsons.
Just watch the cut. And just watch the way, see how he had to change his shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good use of the left hand. That's important to all you young players watching this game. Got to be able to finish with either hand in basketball. You need to be able to handle the ball on your dribble with either hand, and certainly finish around the basket with either hand.
So it's 74-85 now. It becomes... You can still pull 11 points back in 2 minutes and 40, but it is about damage limitation as well.
Well, you know, we keep saying it's 2 legs. What they won't want is this lead at all to grow. You know, going on the road, it's an 11-point deficit. It's not impossible. It's been done many, many times. But this is looking like the Eagles really, really need to close this gap before this final whistle. They just seem to have the habit of playing well, don't they?
At the right time.
Just the right time,
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, Dale. It's a good point, really good point. They've actually, as well, we talked about them being a team, right? They've got 6 players in double figures.
Yeah, and the fact that Evans has been able to come on and play minutes with 4 fouls has been massive for them.
McGill gets all in the basket, gets
now,
2 points.
Some finishing like that all night long would have been a different outlook. That was a tough finish. He had a bigger guy on him. He got bumps.
Oh, and Diouf passed the ball straight to Jordan Johnson, and Ricky McGill's knocked another one down. And that's going to be an offensive foul as well. Wow! I did say you could pull 11 points back, but I wasn't expecting that. So it's
not in this way as well. Tough finish from McGill. Very bad mistake on the inbound pass, compounded by a crazy foul off the ball by number 3,
Malik Parsons. Yeah, and it's interesting that one, the assistant coaches came out and told them to get back to the bench now, and they've called a timeout, and I think it's a very, very timely timeout as well, because all of a sudden, I'm not sure, did the Eagles get? It'll be two shots.
He's gonna. Well, yeah.
Offensive
foul.
Foul.
Was it an offensive foul?
Yeah.
Or were they in possession of the ball?
No, it's called offensive. So that'll just be Eagles 4, won't it, at the end line?
Yeah. So no benefit from going to the free throw line, but
they have got the ball.
They have got the ball, yeah. And the conversion here would reduce that gap to 5. And 2:13 is a long time.
78-85, Eagles in possession, 2:13. Well, we were saying before that it was 11 points. It is now obviously 7 points.
Well, when you're on the road in a 2-leg European game, you're going to be disappointed you concede an 11-point lead just like that.
You yourself, Dave, obviously coached and had involvement with European games, 2-leg games. How is there a different approach to it, or do you just take it one game at a time?
I remember when we played in Sarajevo, we were in the game with 30-odd seconds to go, yet we lost by 7.
Before him, it was just off with his shot.
They were the reigning European champions.
Yeah, I remember that. So it's Churchill. McGill went for the steal, didn't get it. Might go for it again. Evans comes off the screen. Ball back out to Churchill. Churchill's missed it. Diouf almost gets the rebound, but the Eagles will come up with it. Ty Screen back in. Wall Hebbett goes out.
This is leg 1. Leg 2 is Wednesday, 13th of March at 5:30.
Johnson is going to tap the basket here. He saw the gap. He gets all the way to the basket and he's fouled.
No, I think if we see the replay, that might have been missing but was tapped in.
What it was is an absolutely brilliant spot by Johnson. But look here, he just...
There's a drive.
Yeah.
Heads.
No.
Did that come off Knudsen?
Possibly.
Well, if it did, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Well, let's tell him it would.
Because the foul does matter.
Yeah. So it's 80-85 now. Is he going to make this a 4-point game? He is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, we are 81-85, bowling with the ball. I imagine the Bears will want to take some air out of this, although they probably want to score as well. Knudsen.
The problem is when they take the air out the ball, they don't have an idea where the shot clock is. Yeah, I think he's trying to draw the foul.
Bowling though with the floater, turned the corner, past Johnson, lovely floater in for 2.
Gets the lucky bounce.
Yeah.
Friendly bounce.
McGill, Johnson's going to attack again. And he's made another one. Well, we were talking about how he wasn't making shots. Now all of a sudden he's making certain shots.
Well, you know, 2.5, 3 to go. We said it would be great if they could reduce this gap. They've emphatically done that.
Look at this one. In, out. I suppose I should say shaking all about. But there you go. Jordan Johnson, another 2 points. He's come alive, really has. Makes the free throw as well. 3-point game, 1 minute and 8 seconds left to play.
You can see the mindset of the Eagles. High pressing defence, trying to make it very difficult for them to extend this lead. They're trying to play for time. The Eagles are not letting them.
Bowling for 3 is in again. Wow, this
got Darius Defoe all over him, and he finds time just to stroke it nicely.
Ricky McGill will also try a 3. That one's too long.
Big rebound.
Yeah. And that's going to be a foul by Taj Green.
Yeah, good sportsmanship there between the two players. Taj asking for a foul, but I think that on reflection there, Taj will realise he'd fouled him earlier.
Yeah. Ball into the line, and we already know he's a good free throw shooter, but that 3 was a dagger, wasn't it, really?
It was.
Yeah.
It just looked like the Eagles had a chance to close it up, even maybe even tie the game, and suddenly they seem to have taken the initiative back. As we said, they just seem to be able to do it at the right time.
Skylar Boland now top scorer for the Bakken Bears with 17, and he's missed the free throw. He's shaking his head. He's up. He's up there, I think, nearly 80%.
Well, if the Eagles have got to try and find a way to make this into a 2-possession game for them, because obviously if they eat they leave let little time off that clock to their advantage.
Darius Defoe having a little word. Skylar Boland makes the second. 7 points the gap. What impresses me is that the scoring 91-84. Darius Defoe tried a 3-pointer. Ricky McGill, Jordan Johnson. Wow.
Well, he's suddenly got hot.
Yeah, and a timeout has been called by Bakken. It's 91-86, and you say he has got hot. No doubt about that at all, Dave. He's now up to 18 points personal and is now leading, or tied for the lead in the Eagles scoring. Look at this, Darius Defoe's 3-point total. He's not just fading away, he's falling away. .7 to go, 86-91. Well, if you're back and you've just got to hold for the last shot, presumably.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't actually need to take a shot, but
no.
You know, does that mean that Coach Stewart will be instructed his players for a quick foul? But then, of course, that puts them to the line. They're a decent free-throw shooting team. Difficult decision this for Coach Stewart.
Just to emphasise what you said there, Dave, I mean, the Eagles' second half free throw shooting has been very poor. They're down to 59% on 16 of 27. And even back in there, 12 of 19 for 63%. So is it worth taking a risk at 63%?
That is a low percentage from the free throw line, isn't it? I hadn't realised they've taken 27 free throws.
Well, they only took 5 in the first half.
Yeah.
Eagles with the press on. And that's a foul by Larry Austin Jr. and that's a good night from him. I'm not sure he really was going for the foul there, but Was definitely a foul, no doubt about that. So, Larry Austin Jr. takes a seat. He's the second player to foul out tonight. Six points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Ryan Evans makes the first. He's got 13 points now and 14 rebounds and 5 assists. This is the second. The Eagles got 16.8. They want a really good offense here. One good offense could reduce this to a 3-point gap. They very much need to make it a 2-point gap. Yeah, and he's fouled. Who's the foul on? Is it on Boland? I think it is, yeah.
With 2. Don't forget, this is the first leg of 2. Next leg will be Wednesday the 13th. You follow it on the Eagles website.
86-92. Johnson on the line for 2. Makes the first. Of course, the final 4 of this is a weekend as well. It's not, so it's a big thing to go for. Johnson was short. I'm not sure whether Darius DeFore was going to it. And that's all she wrote. So we predicted a close, hard-fought game. That's exactly what it was. But Bakken Bears will be much the happier side to take. It's only 5 points though, but to take a 5-point lead in the first leg away from home is an excellent effort.
Well, you say it's only 5 points. I mean, 3 minutes ago, well, 6 minutes in real time, but 3 minutes in the game time, we were looking at a double-digit deficit to go to their place. So this is not as bad as it was then, but the Eagles will think about how good the finishing was at the end, and it certainly wasn't, unfortunately, up to that standard in the early parts of the game. And I think it's been a big factor tonight as well as the finishing.
Yeah, and if you look at the Eagles' shooting percentage, it is way down on what possibly they would normally do. But I mean, it was a great game. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Both sides, they knew this was a tasty game. They knew that it was a very important game. And both sides brought their A game, really.
Yes.
Excellent crowd, good noise, good atmosphere, and all round a really good, entertaining game. It's finished here. Serios Group Newcastle Eagles 87, the Bakken Bears 92. So we've just got a few little highlights of the second half, and in particular, he started in the first half. There's Josh Ward-Hibbert with that left-handed layup. Some good driving inside by both teams here. 3-point shot from Will Neighbour, only one he made all night, but it could have been more. Pinckney with a slam there. That was the one where he got the 3-point shot and the foul. Josh Ward-Hibbert, crossover, coast to coast, left-handed. He had a very good game tonight, Josh Ward-Hibbert, 12 points, 12 rebounds, Dave.
Yeah, I really like the way he plays. Full of energy, works hard without the ball.
And obviously Taj Green had that big third quarter. But I think the point you made, I really like that point, the fact that Bakken just seemed to play when it needed to be, and perhaps the Eagles did at the end, and pulled that 11-point, where when it went to 11 points it was very dangerous, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, just watching these highlights here, you realise there's a lot of talent in these two teams. Both teams playing hard, both teams playing for the win. It'll be a fascinating game. Do we have a date for the return leg?
Yes, it's the 13th of March. It's a 5:30 tip-off, and you can catch that via the Eagles website if you want to watch it, or get yourself on a plane, train, or automobile, whatever.
Sounds like a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday. Yeah. It is. Just a little personal note here. When they were deciding which day to have it, it's got nothing to do with me, of course, nothing whatsoever. But I said the only date that I couldn't go was the 13th of March, so I'm hoping they haven't done that deliberately for me. But never mind, it was an excellent. So it looks like at the end, there we go. The two MVPs of the court. It is the 2 point guards. Not surprising. Skylar Boland from Bakken Bears and Jordan Johnson for the Newcastle Eagles are the two MVPs tonight. We'll leave you with the hope that the Eagles can pull back these 5 points. Bakken obviously will defend those 5 points to the hilt, but it'll make a great second leg as well.
Oh, fantastic thing. And the Eagles are not out of this.
They're making us work for our money tonight. We're going to put some stats up as well, so we can just talk through those stats perhaps. But I think, would we agree with those two choices for MVP?
I think, probably. Thought Johnson finished very strongly at the end, which made a big difference to the final outcome of the game.
And Boland was always there and thereabouts, wasn't he? Running the side. 24 assists to 19 is one of the biggest gaps there. Rebounding pretty close, only one in it. But still, that's slightly better shooting percentage.
Yeah, I mean, obviously up from 36.6 to 40% at the end there. Theirs down from 55 to 51 was a little bit of a factor. But they just seem to be able to switch up a little bit in gears just when it mattered the most.
Yeah. So we'll leave you for now then, I think, this time. And again, repeat the scoreline just in case we didn't get it. It's finished here. The Serios group, Newcastle Eagles 87. The Bakken Bears of Aarhus, Denmark 92. We've enjoyed it. We've loved calling this game. We've loved calling all the European games so far. Obviously, if they get to a Final Four, we won't be doing it. So it's our last game for the competition. But we've really enjoyed it, Dave.
Yeah, we have, and I hope that the Eagles organisation has, and I hope that they reap the benefit from this decision to do this. I think it's been a great one for the club. We talked about the fact numbers a little bit down on the WBBL game, but still a very, very good audience, very enthusiastic, full of support, and they see some really good basketball play tonight.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we'll see you again sometime.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Serios Group Newcastle Eagles live in the ENBL.
Brought to you by
Serios Group and Newcastle International Airport.